is if you want to get good at a fighting game, first thing you need to do is have fun. And to have fun, you need to find someone your own level. Nowadays, in the current climate of fighting games, it's very difficult to find somebody new. So, like, what fighting? Do you guys play fighting games at all? Do any of you guys do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to.
El Forte for life.
All right, so imagine someone wants to get to Street Fighter 4 right now. How hard is it to find a Street Fighter 4 new player? Yeah,
Good luck
that's
with that.
exactly.
Everybody's
So,
gonna be playing Elena everywhere.
so like, someone has to
Hold up.
come in and be like, "Yeah, I have to deal with this like Elena
Just
bullshit,
a
right?"
quick, sorry to interrupt, just a quick moment. My stream went down for a bit, so I'm just going to restart OBS.
All right.
I guess I'll wait for it to come back up and then we'll continue.
All right. So, who's your favorite character? While we're waiting, who's your favorite character in Arcana Heart?
Who, me? In what way? You mean like character-wise? Because I hate them all.
Wow, damn.
All right, I'm back.
I'm a
Okay.
person like, while I do like my anime girls, I am very much a functions person at the end of the day.
Understandable.
So even if a character looks good, okay, so a character looks good. That you can pick a character on like your first basis. Like you go into a game, like, this character looks good, I'll pick it. But I feel
Yeah.
like once you get into a game, you have to play a character, and that is
Mhm.
what people forget. People forget that you actually have to play the character. Your mindset has to align with this character. So at the end of the day, for me, what attracts me the most is actually function rather than how the character looks. But however, the character can sound really bad, and I might not want to play it.
I think I know exactly where you're coming from because I actually like Ibuki's playstyle, but I just hate the goddamn character, and I can't bring myself to play the character.
It's
But,
opposite of that. For me, it would be like, if I absolutely like Ibuki, I will play Ibuki even if I hate the character. So, kind of hard. I hate everyone. I think they're all garbage characters. But you know what? The game is good, the movement is good, and the character I play is really damn fast. And that's how I feel about something like EX Versus as well, or MBON, where my main character now is actually I would say, but I mean, I've only played it for a few days tops. My current main is God and Endless Waltz, Wing Zero, and I like them both completely on like how they play and whether they're strong on the tier list. And God is not, but the way he plays aligns with my experiences in other games, which makes it easier for me to learn. And the easier it is for me to learn, the more I can have fun. And I think that's again, I'll reiterate, I think that's really important.
Yeah. I guess I'm backwards now because I mean, if I like the character, then I'm kind of willing to put up with some other deficiencies, even if it frustrates me. Like I do like Forte, I like Vega, but then some other issues do plague me. But as far as Arcana Heart, I kind of feel like I kind of tend to gravitate towards some speedsters. I do like grapplers, but I like speedsters too. So I kind of liked playing Lilico. I thought she was fun.
Yeah, you should be able to join the Discord via the screen, but just to be sure, if you want to join in, just type in !Discord, and you'll have access to it. Just let me know so I can give you regular status. Also, Evan, I know you've been kind of quiet for the moment, so how about you kind of give your experience for a bit?
So, I was bored in school one day, and I said, I should just watch Gundam, right? Then, like, a month later, I bought Gundam Versus. I knew none of the characters in it, so I just went through and just picked whatever looked edgy and cool, and I just wound up playing Death Scythe. And I hated it. I hate it because I normally play zoners in games, and I just went the opposite direction of that. So then I just wound up with F91 since I could play annoying keep away, and yeah. And once I learned how to run time matches.
Whoa.
Okay, who blew up?
Yeah, that's on my side. That's from lightning. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah,
I can't control the weather.
I thought someone actually exploded. That sounded really like Hollywood,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I just went to
Who died?
F91, just play keep away, and shoot people. And annoy them. I have a lot of fun if my opponent is not having fun.
Alright, just gave you regular status, Aka. Or Genesis. what's the proper way to kind of address this? Because I don't want to butcher anybody's name. Was it F91? Maybe. I mean, maybe one of those after images with mass actually hit the ground.
But yeah, I'm very glad that MBON has a free demo for the Saturdays, because I'm pretty sure that without that, a lot of people wouldn't even give it a try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually the strongest thing about this whole situation. If we did not have a demo, like GVS was sort of in the same kind of situation, but it was a bit limited. But at the same time, with the frequency of the demo, starting like from all the way from like late June, it really does help out in garnering a lot more attention. And especially when you have the community that's been trying to work their hardest to like rework their wiki pages and adding a little bit more information. I lately have been working on the database for submitting players into it, so I can actually have like a record of what suits they play and what's their social media, so other people, if they're trying to look for like information or people to reach out to, they can do that. Brett recently just updated his tutorial pages, stuff like that. So there's a lot of active evolution going on. And everybody's
helping.
Yeah, and everybody new and some veterans are having a lot more fun with this game compared to GVS, because I can definitely understand the grievances with that game in particular. I've initially loved the game at first, but the more that I played it years in, I started hating it. So it's a breath of fresh air. And that's saying that lightly from a game that's been out since 2016.
Yeah, I think Bamco was smart for a change with busting out the making the putting the demo. There you go. That's what we're looking for. Putting out the demo for the game. That was probably one of the smartest things they did, because even if the game is already complete, and they know they're only really releasing this game for the extra money. So there's literally no risk with them releasing this game, honestly, because they know that the fan base is going to pick up the game as it is. They know that the Japanese player base is still going to play EX Versus 2 at arcades, which is making them a boatload of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you have the potential for people to promote this game. So it's like, hey, play the game. This game is already completed. Play it for free.
Yep.
What's the worst that can happen? And just because of that, we got a bunch of us out here just, hey guys, play Gundam. It's free. It's on the weekends.
Just give it a try.
And the next thing you know, hey, people are trying it out. People are liking it. So definitely a good move this time compared to the stupidity they did with Gundam Versus, the DLC for Full Boost, the misstep with Armored Core. They're definitely doing it properly here.
Mm-hmm. And going back from what you said, Frosty, about most fighting games not being all that great nowadays, especially people having their grievances with like delay-based netcode and stuff like that, a game like this is definitely a nice change of pace when you think about it. I've even seen like some players who were really big on certain fighting games here and there just switching to Gundam to Maxiboost. And it's very interesting to see how well they've been enjoying the games. It's amazing to me, actually.
I would say that this is possibly the best possible time for MBON to come out in terms of like attracting the fighting game crowd.
Yeah.
There are like, if you think about it, right? Let's look at a whole bunch of scenes, and we're gonna put them into let's put them into categories.
Right.
We have Street Fighter players, we have Tekken players, we have or 3D players. Let's just say Tekken players, right? So Street Fighter players, we have Tekken players, we have anime players, and I don't know about Smash. I'm not going to say anything about that. I think one of the big things is that most of the scene is generally tired with everything that is coming out. And so not only is it like MBON has got all its like free to play features to like throw everyone in, like get everyone to be like, "Hey guys, come try our game. I'm sure you'll like it." We look at something like, say, like let's look at the anime games. Something that I'm very close to. Strive is a monstrosity, and like most people would think that, right?
Yeah.
The newest Blaze Blue is BB Tag. People who play Blaze Blue generally don't like that. People who like BB Tag are mostly people who like BB Tag. Do you know what I mean? And they're not getting new content for a while. People who play Arcana Heart, we're not getting new content for a while. Melty Blood has not been getting new content for a long time. People who play Unit Clear don't like it as much as they like Unist in general. And overall, like for the anime community, they're getting tired of their games. Street Fighter 5, we don't need to say too much about that, right? They're not very happy about the state of the game, or people in general who like Street Fighter aren't very happy. Tekken, we've got lots of stuff going around with Leroy and Fukumra or whatever.
Yeah, people are pissed about Falcom Rom right now, man.
Yeah,
Like,
everything's just whiffing.
His hurt box is just horrible.
The thing is that if you think about it, right, the decline of all fighting games, Strive, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, all of these declines of fighting games, everyone, I would say everyone who is a fighting game player will never be able to get rid of their not 1v1 urges, but their competitive PvP urges. So they'll always look for something newer to play. And people are like, oh man, maybe I'll play League of Legends, maybe I'll play something, whatever. Maybe I'll play Apex, which has happened quite a bit actually. Yeah, Gundam's timing is really good at capitalizing on how fighting games have like gone really bad this year. And then there's also COVID. Keeping everyone indoors so everyone has a lot of free time. People are going to be trying random stuff online, especially like Gundam with their friends because they're all stuck indoors on a Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Or in theory, they should be rather. You know, if you're, I don't know, but let's not get into that, I guess. But you know, in theory, you should be at home. So it's all of it put together is like really good for Gundam. It's like they do the free weekend. It's an actual competitive release compared to the Gundam Versus reboot. People didn't want to. I know in here, people didn't want to play it because it didn't have Side 7. So you know we were like, oh, you know, we're not going to play that one. But what's the point? And back then, when when Gundam Versus came out, we actually liked fighting games back then too. And now it's like, you know, maybe we hate every single fighting game that comes out. Fighting game culture has not been great within the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe.
Yeah, with all the controversy.
Yeah, there's so much. So everyone's just like, look, man, I'm just sick of fighting games. Here we are, Gundam Versus is right here. It's free on Saturday. Give it a try. Everyone gives it a try. Damn, it's pretty fun, you know. And now here we are, like foaming at the mouth for Friday. Friday can't come soon enough, you know.
Yep, we're just crack fiends. We're just crack fiends at this point. When's the next hit? When's the hit? Come on, baby. When's the next hit?
Let me in.
Let me in.
If I win, you have to play Gundam Versus with me when the beta drops, right? Now, somehow that ends up with 11 people in a server all just playing Maxi Boost at the same time.
That's basically it. Like, I'm guessing all 11 of those people also were new to Maxi Boost as well.
Yeah, most of them haven't even watched Gundam before this.
Yeah,
Damn.
so like, because they're all similar level, they're gonna have lots of fun with each other, regardless of like the mechs that they choose, unless someone picks Bale and like finds out how to do his stuff. But like,
I made sure to teach them how to shut down Bale. That was the first thing I did.
yeah, it's really useful because I still don't know how to do it. Someone picks Bale and I'm like, oh god, what do I do? But I think it's very fun now that everyone's sick of tired of fighting games together. So everyone's willing to try it together, and because everyone tries it together, everyone's at the same level at the beginning, which is optimal grounds for leveling because you are all starting together. So you have a large amount of new players that you can play with, and then you can move on to better players by just joining a Discord. And I think it's great. I think it's great that everyone with their little pocket communities all have like a whole bunch of 5, 6 people who play Gundam, because it's not just us, right? You have one too. There's probably some people in I think some players in Philadelphia are playing it instead of like fighting games at the moment. There's people in France, there's people in Spain. They all have their pocket communities. There's people that are in England but not in London who are also doing it. And because all of this is all happening at the same time because of the very concentrated Saturday only free to play time, everyone's all on, able to screw each other over with whatever grime that they found or watched on YouTube, and it's really good fun, and it's great for everyone getting in. So I think this is the biggest chance for MBON or AX Versus that I think it will ever get.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Riddle also mentioned a very important thing. Badger Bandai for that spectator mode, man. Badger the heck out of them, because we definitely need that, especially when it comes to like the arcade. It had a live spectator cabinet too, so it would make a whole lot more sense to actually have a mechanic like that in the game. So Bandai, I know you're not listening to this podcast because we're a little bit too grimy, but let's just hear us out. Mm-hmm. Add that motherfucking spectator mode. Oh, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna hear this, but just add that spectator mode.
I really want to do.
We're looking for that.
I just want to like run that mess.
Yeah.
Thing is that like they said that they were thinking about it, which is already significantly better than anything that they've said in the past, according to Gundam fans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Because it would, without that, you wouldn't be able to run a tournament because you wouldn't be able to spectate, to stream, or verify results. Yep. And I think with the situation in the world right now, the need for net play tournaments is even higher than before. Mm-hmm. So games that have rollback, which are like Skullgirls, Melty Blood, Them Fighting Hurts, all of a sudden big resurgence because everyone's playing net play tournaments and stuff, and it isn't like driving people insane. Gundam Versus doesn't have that problem because it doesn't need to be as precise as what I would like to say, but generally feels okay. Honestly, if it has a spectator mode, it would do wonders for the game, and I think it would be a great idea. And I think they do too, which is why they're at least thinking about it. Because knowing Japan, normally if they didn't think about it, they would just avoid saying it on their stream altogether.
Yep. Sorry about that. Just kind of cut off my mic for a bit. Just saying hello to some family. Also, what's going on, Chicken Bake? Just have land.
Wait, never mind. You continue.
Oh, sorry, I kind of cut you off.
So I was thinking about like other thing to do. I think you kind of described it pretty well already, as far as like what to do would be and having them set up their own groups. So that's actually good. I think another thing too is like I do have to say I do like how Blue Shift does himself. Or the other players where what they'll do is that they'll set up beginner lobby. And then the other thing I'm hoping that people recognize, start doing is match. I think doing match reviews is going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They added a LAN mode for this version, as said in the chat, which is great for things like Evo or any tournaments. We used to actually run. We have one Gundam fanatic in our local group who tries to support Gundam every single event, and he hosts Gundam weeklies, but only a few people arrive, like 3, 4, which is sad because you need 4 people to play.
Yeah.
But you have to do it via like internet. You have to join like a net play lobby or whatever. Now you have a LAN mode. I'm really interested to see how that will go because that would be really good for like tournaments. When everything is all done and dusted, right? And I think that the fact that they even have a LAN mode is great. And if they're going to add spectator mode, I think that this is the version they'd be going. They're taking console EX Versus significantly more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Also, wait, what's going on?
What?
Oh, I don't know what might have happened. Maybe you lost signal. Oh, there we go. And I'm pretty sure since it's storming around us, since we're on the East Coast, I'm pretty sure there might be some sort of like brownouts or some interference due to the rain. So if something does go out, then we could probably try to salvage it as much as we can. But if it's impossible, then we can probably just push it back to like Thursday or another time. But just to be very certain as to the direction of where this is going to go. Hopefully that no one would be disappointed from Mother Nature just taking a shit on us.
Yeah.
During this wonderful time.
Turning into a robot a little bit.
Oh yeah? I thought that was in character.
It's a little bit fuzzy. I'm hearing a lot of cutting in and out.
Okay, I guess that might be the let me mess around with the audio interface. It's probably because of the amount of gain that I haven't really been messing around with. How's it sound now?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. Just want to make sure it's not too loud.
Yeah, I think like it's the community has been like generally very good at like trying to get people into the game as well.
Hold on.
So like for example, the account heart community I'm in is very generally like unwelcoming, and that's fine by us, to be honest. And one thing that was really good when we getting into Gundam is that getting into Gundam, the community has like put out a whole ton of like videos to like help people learn the game, like character showcase videos. So if you know like Arissa and I think it's Luke and Holiday, they have these match commentaries. You're like, oh, you're interested in this suit? We have a compilation of matches for you to watch, of high level matches from KoenGQ. It's really good. And you've got other tutorial videos coming around, and a new GG Easy wiki, which I'm pretty sure is new because it's still being updated, and all the pages are still being made for it. And it's really good. Like it's good for people joining. They also have like glossary pages for like terminology because people keep using it and we have no idea what it means.
Oh yeah, you did mention something about that in particular.
Yes, it's very difficult for us because, like, for example, we were watching the commentary and they were saying things like, "This is this character has an Amakan," as an example, right? And it's like, oh man, what does that mean? Now the thing is that if you play fighting games, you will run into that as well. So it's we are being new players again. You know what I mean? We've been playing fighting games for 14 years, so obviously we all know the terminology for fighting games. But joining EX Versus, Matt, we are completely new again. It's kind of refreshing.
Amakan, what's that?
I think
I still don't know what an Amakan is.
Amakan is assist main cancel.
Yeah.
A what now?
Assist main cancel.
Assist main cancel?
Yeah. Amakan. Basically, I guess they probably Romanized the last part.
I get it now.
Yeah, a lot of the terms are coming from like Japanese players, so there's a lot of things like Pyonkakyu that kind of fly under the radar for like new players. I know Seiji had to kind of explain it to a good bulk of his group chat as to what a Pyonkakyu is, because no one would actually figure out what the heck that was. I didn't even know that was actually a term for the game too. And I just found it out like years after that.
And that's the thing, like for newer players, right? You guys have played the game for I think a bit. I'm just gonna assume that, right? Imagine a new player comes in, they're like, "Yeah, man, do the Pyonkakyu into the Zeus Sakaku cancel, and then the blah blah blah," and it's like, they have like instead of saying you can do God/3 times for a beam combo, they call it a Zunda.
Zunda.
And it's like, for a new player, that's not really easy to understand what a Zunda means, Like, I don't know what that means anyway. Never mind what it means in like EX Versus or whatever. And that's one of the tougher things to get. But actually, they have a wiki with all of it on it. So to be fair, it's okay, right? And as long as it's all explained, it's pretty good. So we've been playing it, trying to start using these terms in our terminology. Because to be fair, it's a lot easier to say Amakan than assist main cancel or Garabi instead of the big beam that keeps you still for a very long time that does 200 plus damage.
Gundam beam.
Yeah, big Araby, especially like, I say that, but it doesn't. They don't always keep you in place. Like for example, Endless Waltz Wing Zero does not do that. His main will move unless he is obviously off angle. He will move in the direction he was already moving.
Yeah.
So these terms are these terms are useful because they shorten the discussion quite significantly. No one ever says instant air dash, right?
No.
So it's really helpful, and I think the community has done a very good job in like easing people in. There are bad things about like being new. But the thing is a lot of that is mostly to do with like you join a room and there's a person there with 50 win streak running reborns plus 40, and it's like, well, like that's ooh. And sometimes you can see a room filled with only like super strong players, which is why I believe it's even more important that you should be playing with a personal group. And this happens in all genres, right? Whether it be fighting games, League of Legends, or MOBAs, right? If you play with a squad, it's always more fun. Right? No one plays Magicka by themselves. No one plays chess with only the grandmasters. You know what I mean? Like, you want to play with people your own level, and you learn more that way. And you also have some fun, and you feel like you're actually playing a game.
Not only that, but if you're playing with your friends, and if a match goes poorly, you're more than likely not to be salty, because if a match is going poorly, then there's going to be somebody in the group that's probably just going to be joking around about it and just laughing. You don't even care. They're like, we're getting our butts kicked off. Whatever.
It's just
and we're just busy cracking jokes. It's like, yeah, I'm getting owned today, and we're just laughing at it. They're like, oh yeah, you're getting bodied. It's your fault. It's your fault. Oh, reported for being toxic. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Stuff is usually a lot better that way, yeah, for sure.
And I guess when it comes to like the terminology stuff, I think I found the best scene that kind of compounds this whole thing.
Hey man, me and guys just down here checking out some fly rides.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I found a good scene that kind of compounds the whole thing about learning new terms.
That is in a language I have no idea.
Hello?
Wait, what? I'll probably
I think your Wi-Fi's dying.
Oh, Wi-Fi. I don't have Wi-Fi. But I guess my connection is a bit on the low side.
Yeah, I've seen your bars on the Maxi Boost lobby. See you dip down the red when no one's looking.
That's my face right now. That's my face right now. Yeah, I'm on Wired, man. I'm on Wired. Scouts on.
Yeah, it's like...
Take a picture. Take a picture with you in it. Prove it.
I think like the fact that everyone's all getting into it at the same time is like the biggest chance of growth. And I've heard the Gundam has not been very big.
No.
The other thing too is that not only is it a lot of people playing, but I think it also needs to be said we are also getting a lot of positivity, because usually I feel like that positivity is like non-existent. Because I feel like there's been, because like I said, I've had that experience. I've had a couple of things like that, but then I think it's good. I think it's good that it's been mostly positive. I hope it stays that way.
Do you mean positive from like the new player's perspective, or do you mean positivity as in like everyone's all trying to be like positive about it?
Everybody. I feel like a lot of people because I feel like if a new player doesn't have a good experience, then they're just gonna say, oh, this game sucks, and they're just gonna leave. So ultimately, it's like, okay, whatever, bye. But I think it's good to see that a lot of the more experienced players are being very welcoming to players. I think that's very important. Mm-hmm. I think it's really important.
Yeah, there's a lot more of a concerted effort to get more people to have fun with the game, to also kind of learn and play the game at a competent level. So I guess it's also kind of, it's a situation of raising all boats on the same tide. So if you're a small boat, you might as well just follow along and see how well you can kind of sail with the bigger ships. I'm pretty sure that's a terrible analogy, but hey, I'm trying to make this work. But
No, I think,
most importantly, it's just the game has never really been on a grand scale, except in like Japan.
Let me just say one quick thing, if anything, because I want to be clear about this, because I'm a little concerned that I'm coming across as a bit pessimistic about this whole thing, or that I'm being negative, because of what happened in my experiences. Because I think it's unfair to me to do that, because my experience doesn't define the game. Part of this is because of the fact that I've said it before on here, but part of it is also because I did get into a couple of spats with other players, but I'm just like I when I'm saying all this stuff, I do want to be clear. I am being positive about this. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm honestly really happy that I'm seeing mostly positive experience, mostly positive, if not entirely positive, about people playing this game. Especially with the negativity going on with the fighting game community. I genuinely hope this continues. Like I really, honestly, hopefully, I really hope this stays positive, because I think ultimately Gundam's a great game, and it's just legit fun. The matches are hell of intense, and unless you're getting completely creamed, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just hope it stays that way.
I think the 2v2 aspect helps ease a lot of people in, because some people, they just can get carried, sort of, in certain lobbies.
But that also kind of that can also be a bit of a negative. But let me use League of Legends as an example. There are players in League of Legends, and even in Gundam Battle Operation 2, where players, and this might sound weird to you guys, where players get mad because they're getting carried. Like, let me give you an example. Have you guys have all played League of Legends, by any chance?
Nope.
I played one match.
Yeah.
So one of the roles, usually they play in the bottom lane, is the attack damage carry, the ADC. More often than not, they're the guys that should be the main carry. More often than not, they should be the one carrying the game at the end. Usually it's them. So what's going on is what ends up happening is, how can I put this? How do I describe it? So the attack damage carry is supposed to be the guy that usually ends up being the hero. They're usually the one that ends up bringing the game to win under normal circumstances. And let's say the mid player, usually the magic user, if you will. Sometimes if they get going, they'll carry the game for you. So you'll have players that are so full of themselves that they'll get butthurt. All right, they'll get butthurt because of the fact that they're not carrying, and they'll throw. They'll start throwing, or they'll do something to sabotage the game. Because how dare you carry the game? I'm supposed to be the one carrying. Like, I hope that doesn't end up happening here. That people learn to accept that, hey, guess what, Drog? You can get carried. It's okay. That's part of the game.
Yes.
I think it's easier to accept getting carried in a 2v2 as opposed to a 1v1, or excuse me, as opposed to a 5v5, especially when League of Legends, people get toxic real quick in that game.
Thing is,
but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, I think I hope that what happened in League of Legends with that doesn't happen here, where people learn to accept that you're getting carried. And because the thing is this: if you get carried, I think it's easier in this game because it's a 2v2, because you realize that even if a player is carrying you, you still have to do things. So for example, even if the other guy even if my partner is on bail, and he's mauling one of the players, you still have to cut for the bail. You still have to cut for the bail. You still have to not get killed. In that respect. So it's like you can still contribute. It's not like in League of Legends where it's a 5-on-5 and sometimes you're basically useless after a certain point. But maybe I'm overthinking things. But I think it's I've seen. I don't think I've seen any instances of somebody getting mad because they're getting carried in this game as opposed to League. So hopefully that stays that way.
The thing is that like I don't think that will happen, but I think the opposite will happen, which is the more common one that in my experience in Europe, in a league, European league at least, where people are mad that because someone else is feeding. So, like for example, if you play by yourself and you play like casual and you're solo, in say EX Versus, and you get paired with 3 other people who are also random, and that guy, let's say for example, you're playing God or Epion, and your partner is a 2.5k and he runs in and dies first. That's gonna cause some people to lose their mind. And like, well, it even makes me angry because I'm like, Jesus, now if I die, I'm gonna spawn with 100 health, which is like, bro, just kill me now.
I think, how can I put this? That's something that I've had to make myself learn as a turn X player. Well, as you can see by my avatar here in the chat, but I think when you're playing as a front, you also need to realize that if your partner is going in, you should probably go in too. I mean, granted, I feel now that I've really been thinking about it and pondering, sometimes I feel like turn X can play a backsuit, and sometimes I feel like turn X can play back like EXS. Not as good, but I feel like he can because turn X can be really elusive and hard to hit if you really want to. And AKA Genesis, was this in a blue shift lobby? Because if it is, it might be. I'm not sure. But if you were playing Bale and you were getting hit with a lot of charge shots and beams, and that was probably me. But sometimes it's like you have to realize, I don't want to get overcosted, so I'm gonna go in too. Let me go in harder. But I do understand that. That's one of the problems when you're playing, let's say, ranked, and you got a guy that is playing an aggressive 2.5k, and they kind of seem to not care about the fact that, hey, this is a God Gundam or this is a Master Gundam. They, more than other 3Ks, they need to die first. They need to get that second full powered life. And yeah, Lord Cosmic is, definitely. Yeah, I don't compare to Lord Cosmic. I'm insignificant compared to Cosmic. Cosmic is a godlike turn X player. I'm a scrub.
Thing is there are some units that are like they have to die. They have to die first. Absolutely have to. And I think stuff like that is going to make people more angry. But that is all circumvented by having a partner. That is all of that is like, that's only if you're playing with randoms, right? And the thing is that with the way the climate is, everyone is going with a crew. That means everyone is going to have partners. And everyone has voice chat, right? We live in Discord era.
Yeah.
So like
something I found to sort of help with the people just going in overcost, I just set the comm to fall back. I'll still cover you. And that usually, like most of the people, they just sort of fall off after that. They'll fall back a little bit and chill out so they don't overcost.
I think that's one of the things I need to do. Just need to set my comms so it's a little bit more on that supporting end once that comes down to it. Because there will always be Exias. That one player. The Exias, the happy-go-lucky Excelias, Barbatos players. I think Barbatos is actually still a melee suit when it's in fact a range suit. Yeah.
Yeah, because I realized some people take "I'll go ahead" as "I'll go ahead with you" instead of "I'll go ahead and you fall back."
Yeah, that's a major thing that needs to be addressed, really.
Yeah, that stuff is like hard to address with people that are random, and I don't think it will be addressed anytime soon. Because even in games with like League of Legends, where you can actually just type to your partners and they don't listen to shit.
No.
With it's a robust pinging system and everything, and people ain't listen to shit.
Nope.
So like, it's really BGs, you know. But like, just play with a friend. There's only 2v2 instead of 5v5. Finding one friend is a lot easier than finding 4. And I think that is where people might start getting mad. Like our lobby, we have, even though we all started at the same time, the skill level gaps have started to get bigger and bigger depending on what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone is going to learn the game the same way.
Yeah.
And some of us might start getting mad soon. Like, I remember I definitely got mad once. I played God, and I basically 1v1 the other guy without being hit. Then my teammate died, and I'm like, oh Jesus! Then, you know, oh no. Which, to be fair, probably means that I should have just started throwing fireballs, but then I thought I was God Gundam. I was like, I'm a bit screwed.
I mean, to be fair, in my opinion, God Gundam is one of the hardest suits to play in the game. I have a lot of respect for people who really put the time into God Gundam. Like my friend Shar, this guy's been playing God Gundam since like Vanilla X Versus, and like his God Gundam is freaking terrifying. Like I'm talking like I've seen him time the armor to go through full armor unicorn's transformation to third phase. She's transformed the armor through that. You know, I used to talk so much trash when I would like use Turn X's 2BC, the Shining Finger move, because it has like retarded range on it, and and every time if he sees me, I can't do it against him anymore because he'll just on reaction armor right through it. Like God Gundam is freaking scary in the right hands, but Jesus Christ, you have to work with that suit, man. Yep. You have to work to win with that suit. It's dangerous, it's nasty, and it's absolutely terrifying in the right hands, but you got to put in the work with that suit.
Yep, same with Beta Dude and Tekka. Those guys can really bring out that suit to its fullest potential.
God, it's really, really cool to be, and he's
one. But I think people need to realize, like, if you're playing a suit, if you realize your partner, like, I get it, you want to go in, because going in is fun, especially when you're playing against a composition that you know you can maul. But you still have to realize, look, if you're playing with a suit like God Gundam, that suit needs that first life. That needs that full powered second life, because let's be real. You know, New Gundam, High New Gundam, Turn X, EXS, all those suits can defend themselves somewhat, even when they're overcosted. What is a God Gundam or a Master Gundam gonna do if they get overcosted?
Not much,
but they can't throw decent fireballs. Like, I mean, the finger lasers are really good, but like charging up the CSA to level 2 is a pain in the ass.
Yep.
I mean, you're scared. You're usually you have to respect a God Gundam's presence. You have to respect Master Gundam's presence. But when they're coming back overcosted, especially if they got overcosted by 2.5K, there is no reason to be scared of them.
Yeah.
So it's just like go in. It's like, oh, they're they're dangerous, but they're almost dead. Go in.
Yeah, Rudical says you shouldn't actually be using CSA on God or CSA or CSB. It's not really worth it.
I think like the thing is I first thought that until I was overcosted, and I was like, well, shit. I guess I will throw out my CSA, but the CSA 2 is good. CSA level 2 is very good, and CSA 2 and CSA 3 do get used in Japanese videos, and you know what? I'm gonna assume they're better than I am, because like the thing is that like it's got super good tracking on the level 2 version. Tracking? No, guidance. It's got super good guidance on this level 2 version.
They go hand in hand.
But level 3 does 210 raw, and it's like decent to throw out. I think the main issue is that like if you're throwing those out, then you're not applying pressure with finger lasers, which you shouldn't be doing with 100 health anyway. You know, I don't know. It's something that I feel like I've played I feel like the CSA is not actually useless, and I think it's actually really good. But only level 2, and level 3 is very, 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 very situational. Because the main thing about CSA 1, and I haven't found any good ways to get around it, is that like to press CSA, you have to press A, and if you press A and have to hold it, you're not doing finger lasers. It's also like a pain in the ass because like it charges up 3 times, right? But the CSA 2 is the best one, which means that you actually have to like regulate your CSA and make sure it doesn't get into 3 unless you want 3. Like you're green locking the big red fist. Like that's how it feels like to me. And regulating it is also hard for me as well. Like I keep firing it off at level 3, and it's like this is not what I really want right now. Not great.
Okay, so I guess maybe one question I would kind of ask in relevance to the new player experience. What would you say have been some struggles for the most part?
So should I answer that?
Learning how to front, just in general, especially dealing with double locks and such.
Frosty, you got anything?
For struggles.
Yeah.
Struggles. It is probably dealing with wake up. Like we are currently at the stage where one person knocks each other down, and then it gets split into 2 1v1s, and the person who was knocked down is dead. And I think that is a kind of like a game-breaking knowledge check, if you know what I mean. And we're currently at the stage where it's a very big knowledge check and it's getting us real killed. We're doing a lot of like 1v1s, v1s, v1s. Because someone plays God. It's like, well, ultimately he will play 1v1 and just destroy the other guy, right? Yeah. And then one guy gets knocked down, and he doesn't know his options on wake up because the system isn't obviously not explained. There's no tutorial at the moment, and it's very difficult to know what you can do against somebody such as, say, Gold Sumo, who does his sweeping beam on Oki, and then follows up your movement with Universe. It's like I have no idea what to do against that, and I think that is like really hard to deal with.
Yeah, I've noticed like a lot of new players tend to land when they flip off the ground and just waste their frames a little bit and waste time.
We didn't even know that, like, so say if I'm on the floor and I tech off the floor, I can boost in the air. I didn't even know that.
I think that's actually kind of why I like using Alex, because when she's on the floor, you can hold boost and you'll actually slide on the ground. Sometimes people don't realize that's just something that's unique to Alex, and they'll end up wasting that move, and then I'm just like, oh, get up, leave.
And it has an extra invulnerability too. I think just getting used to the different wake up timings and making reads on how they react from that situation is gonna be a very important thing to learn especially if you're a front suit. Learning how to keep that offense going and just pressure people even after they try to make their escape.
Like, you have to make sure to teach them, like, when they're fighting stuff like Red Frame, like, just don't challenge the melee most of the time. He has super armor, he has a pressure you can't block. You just gotta get out the way of that.
You gotta hold that.
But if they time it right, they might be able to chase you and limit your mobility before you could even escape the pressure.
Yeah. Like, if he manages to get in corner, a lot of suits people just fold with it.
Yep. And you can't block pressure either, since that was the thing that was introduced in GVS.
But
yeah.
I think you can if you hit it at the very edge, but most of them position it better than that.
For us, it's like doing the Oki is easier than dealing with the Oki.
I think so. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, have you like, so like Gaia. So imagine you get knocked down by a guy, and you're a new player, and then guy starts jumping off all the meteors and does all the transforming stuff randomly on top of you, and it's like, well, damn, like what is going on here? And as a new player, and us lot as a squad, we're having trouble with that mostly, and like have it where getting your teammate to help you seems hard to. But I think it's to do with the fact that we keep splitting 1v1s because one of us mains Epion, one of us, me, mains God. And it's like, well, we're gonna do split 1v1s, and then when it's split 1v1s, one person gets knocks down. It's like, well, shit, teammate, come help me. Oh, he's on the other side of the map, other side of side 7, next to the building. It's like, well, he ain't gonna come to help you. It's been like very interesting, trying to deal with. Okay, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to deal with like endless waltz, wing zero, Garabi, meaty, where it doesn't hit you, but the explosion does, and it's a pain. Or maybe like double X, where like he knocks you down, then he just jumps up to the sky and does his Garabi, which does a ton of damage. Yeah, we're having all sorts of issues with Loki at the moment. More so than anything else, more than blocking, more than movement. Partly because you can have some movement even without doing all the good movement, like field step or anything like that. Like there's a lot of like stuff where you don't really need to know to play, but Oki is that is fucked, dude. Oki is fucked in this game if you don't know how to deal with it, and right now we don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what other like disasters have we had? Like, I've said Gold Sumo one. That one is a disaster for us. Most of us just get 100 to 0.
I have one. Even though I'm not considered a beginner anymore, but I do have one, and I think I do have to agree with you when people need to learn to be patient on wake up. I think a lot of beginners need to realize this. When you get knocked down, you need to calm down and take the Oki. So sometimes you want to block. You know, your teammate should know that if your opponent is Gold Sumo and Gold Sumo's on top of you, that he's gonna try to do the freaking the big laser whip thing. So he should be there to be ready to cut for you or something. Now, the other thing is if you get knocked down, even if your suit has a fast, let's say for example a fast CSA, right? Like Turnex, for example, Turnex is pretty fast with a CSA. You still have to remember you're getting up, and your opponent is waiting on you. So your opponent can still react to that. So one thing that people do is that one mistake that I used to make a lot was that I'll take advantage of the knockdown to charge my CSA. And if, let's say, for example, if my partner comes and, smacks him or makes him go away, cool, I have a CSA ready to go. But one thing I would do is I would always think, hey, this game is a damage race. I have to respond. I have to retaliate. Next thing you know, I get up, I do a CSA on wake up, and the opponent easily dodges it, and then smacks me up for a little bit, puts me on my ass again, and now we have to take the Oki again. So I think people need to just realize you have time. You have time. Be patient. Don't get reckless, because if you screw up again, you're gonna take a full punish, an easy full punish, and then you're back to square one again.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll just tell people, if you see me in burst and I'm sitting on your wake up, just sit down and just wait for my burst to slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
just run out.
That's one of the things we've been doing. Like, someone's knocked down by a shooting burst or fighting burst God, and it's like, you better sit down. You get back up. I'm going to God finger meet you, and it has full armor.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, that's one of the stuff we've been doing. But then, like, there's always some Oki that's just like really ridiculous to try and get out of. It's just been really hard. I think the current solution that we're going to try on Friday is basically call for your teammate. Because I think calling for your teammate might be the only way to get around Gold Sumo doing the spread beam. Because I've tried to block the spread beam, it put me in block stun. He dashed to the side and then stabbed me basically. So it's been really really hard to deal with Oki. But then I heard that you can apparently tech and just float upwards and just keep rising using your boost by holding C. I didn't really know that. I think a video on that would be great if any of you Gundam veterans want to teach people how to deal with wake up, because I think that is what's going to break people. Mm-hmm. Just like it is in fighting games, right? Like imagine you're new to fighting games and someone, do you guys play Guilty Gear?
I played a little bit of it.
Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, any Arxis game, one person knocks the other person down. If that new player doesn't know the options to at least, like, he doesn't know the options that he needs to take to at least play the guessing game, he's going to get hit by the overhead every single time on me, or he's just going to try to do stuff on Wake Up that doesn't work. If someone doesn't know their options, they can't begin to play the game in that respect, and I think learning that would be great. Like learning how to deal with all the wake up options or all the wake up properties so that we can problem solve our own options,
Yep.
I think that'd be great.
Man, I dropped. I'm sorry. Did I drop in the middle of what I was saying?
No, I kind of didn't notice. I was kind of looking at the chat for the moment.
Yeah, I've just sort of learned to avoid playing Go Sumo on newer players because it's just not fun. Just if they don't know how to deal with it, I can't tell them how to deal with it because I really don't know.
I usually just get up and block.
Yeah.
Or, but if I'm not mistaken, or just fly up, or if anything, call your team. Like I said, I think if your opponent is playing Gold Sumo, your teammate should know that that move is coming.
Don't fly up. That doesn't have invul.
It doesn't.
It doesn't have.
Should
It
does. You should do.
Oh wait, don't block. You waste invul. Flying does.
Okay. Yeah.
Never mind.
So what happens, right, is one thing you need to know as well, like is against the Gold Sumo Oki, is that I've tried all sorts of stuff. We play fighting games for a very long time. We know how to problem solve some shit and try to mash some stuff. I say mash, we don't mash attack or wake up because if we're getting meted by a big beam, attacking is just not going to work out too well. We have tried moving to the side, moving back, but we didn't try moving up, and that's something I might want to try because if you move backwards, that whip is huge, dude. And even though it's like you have invincibility on wake up until you attack, that invincibility doesn't last forever, and apparently it lasts a different amount of time depending on the wake up that you choose. And I don't know how that works. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if the invul is shorter if you tech immediately or if it's longer if you tech immediately. So yeah.
If you just stay on the ground and rise up normally, like your suit just gets off its knee and doesn't flip, you have.
Okay, so think about this vector for the move. Most fighting games are X and Y. This game is XYZ. So Gold Sumo has a sub for Oki. If you don't attack and he throws that out for free, but if you need to move, you can step and jump.
Yeah, and like you basically the one thing we haven't tried is to rise straight up on wake up basically because I've tried like moving back, I've tried moving to the side, I've tried blocking. Blocking definitely doesn't work. Attacking on wake up is also like sus.
I think I know who we need to bring in for a guest next time, Blue.
Riddler?
Huh?
Who?
I think we need to bring in Scarecrow.
Oh yeah.
Because Scarecrow in particular, he plays Gold Sumo. So I think that would be a good idea of somebody to bring in. He's a guy who definitely helped me improve. He's definitely helped me on a personal level when it came to me being frustrated with the game. But Scarecrow also is a Gold Sumo player. So I think if anybody would be good at helping people understand how to deal with that wake up, which I do feel is one of his most dangerous things, especially for beginners, he's a guy to go to. So I'll have to ask him if he wants to do that one of these days.
Yeah, and Riddle is Riddle has been in the chat giving a lot of info too. So
yeah, I mean, like you screw your resources by doing that, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's something that we would like to know how to deal with, even if it costs the opponent a lot of resources. Because otherwise, what would happen is, we get hit, we get okied, and it's he's out of resources. No, he has 2 summons. You get okied again, and after that, he bursts and gets his assist back, and then does the oki again, and that's happened a fair bit. The only thing that like if we're playing like extend burst, it's kind of okay. But if you're playing like God Gundam like I am, and I'm playing fighting burst, I would rather not lose 800 of my health because I don't know how to deal with Oki. You know what I mean? Even though it's like, it costs your opponent resources. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would rather not, especially if I'm playing a 3K. If I was playing a 1.5K, I'd just die, whatever. Whatever, I'll die, get my shooting burst, and start spamming crap. But if I'm playing a 3K, I need to make sure my life is worth it. And spending my time getting Oki'd is not worth it.
Not at all.
But yeah, it's like
Right.
it's just if I don't know how to deal with the Oki, I'm just going to die, and I think like that is generally how it is for like most fighting games. Because most fighting games, it's like shit. You don't know how to deal. You don't know how to block and wake up, even though it's just hold back. You are screwed.
Just like Riddler Zone just said, don't wake up and try to counter. There you go.
Absolutely,
I,
do not.
I just mentioned that myself earlier. One of the worst things you can do in this game is to try to wake up, retaliate. That's like the easiest way to get full punish and dropped again.
Yep. You're gonna have to hold that Oki again, and probably in even a worse degree, depending on the situation, because their partner may already know that the situation is already in their favor, and they'll try to keep your partner away from the situation, and then just pressure every single option that you get.
I usually just ping my partner and wake up and sort of just try and run towards them. So if I do get knocked down, it's easier for them to get to me.
Yeah, I think that's the thing we're mostly going to try now, because it's like that's one of the. It sounds like one of the best ways anyway. Whereas like if you're near your team and you know you get knocked down, you can rely on your team to like help you get back up safely without getting um beam whipped in the on wake up, or like having Epion like whip you on wake up.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
Genesis, I guess it will be in both senses, because even if you try to do like a counter move, you're more than likely if it's a suit that you're dealing with that has a melee focused gameplay, more likely than not they're going to try and bait whatever kind of self defense what your suit has. So if you have a counter, they're more likely going to fish that out and just punch you heavily. But counterattacking is in a general sense, it may work once in a while, but after that one moment, that unpredictability goes away, and they're going to be looking for that kind of reaction as well. So if the opponent is able to adapt to those kind of situations, you always got to change it up no matter what the situation.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I think like I've seen. I was watching a Japanese video and I saw like wake up attack one work like once, but I haven't seen it attempted that many times overall. And it was only because it was Tank who did it, and when Tank wakes up, you can't really tell that he wakes up, so he just walk up and shot his bullet straight away.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good because like the Tank knocked down looks like the Tank standing up, question marks. You know what I mean? So he just got up and just shot straight away. It's like, oh, that's pretty good. But yeah. But it's like you got to learn the rules of the fundamentals there, but we're not going to do that like in 3 days. Like no one learns fighting game fundamentals in 3 days. How are we gonna learn the fundamentals of EX versus MBON in like 3-4 days, especially if there's not many resources telling you about the way wake up works. But you know we're looking for, because I you know we play fighting games quite a fair bit, and it's like we know we're not retarded. Right, the last thing that we try is mash and wake up, and I've tried that now because it was like the last thing in my mind I was thinking of. So I was like, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess, and that's like the only thing that's like really making us struggle right now. There's things like off angle like shots making you vernier, but like, there are ways that we know how to fix it. It's just we have issues like executing it, like turning in midair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's me anyway. I have issues, and none of my other friends do for some reason. It's like fuck me. Maybe I'm retarded.
You know, the other thing would be kind of nice if we had some beginner level videos to post.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to come by when you think about it.
Most of us don't have recording software because you can't upload it naturally.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that I'm kind of buttered about with the game, that you can't stream the game natively. I was kind of hoping that they would let us do that, but I can kind of understand because of the music.
The copyright.
Understand.
But one thing I do hope is that I hope that the flag does get lifted off whenever you have like custom tracks onto your game. Yeah. So maybe that might be the one thing to alleviate that issue when it comes to native streaming. But other than that, it seems like you're gonna need a capture card if you want to get like the full experience. Or maybe you can get away with remote play too, but that has some input lag. Some really bad input lag at that too.
Very true.
Okay, so and we'll just link something here. Let me see if
For beginner videos, I've been mostly looking at like Luke Holiday and like Arissa's videos, but they're mostly like match rundowns.
I actually also like that's one thing. God, dude, that's one thing I really want to do. Like once I have my PC built, I really want to make a focus on running down videos, but I want to make sure that I don't do it to like where I'm coming across like some sort of what's the term I'm looking for? Hindsight is 2020. I don't want to come across like that. But the other thing I also would definitely like, I also kind of like there's these videos that this one guy posted. I forgot the channel. I gotta check because that's a channel I subscribe to. But I kind of enjoyed a lot there's one Japanese player who was posting videos for G Versus, and also for EX Versus, and all the guy was doing was just basically just running his mouth and being silly about half the stuff that was going on and just adding stupid sound effects to things. Like I'm sure you saw the Doan video that I posted earlier,
yes,
right, Blue?
yes.
I thought it was actually pretty funny when they played a specific soundbite every single time Doan landed the game over punch. It was great.
And I also posted the link that Riddle put in the chat in the Hangar, so just so everybody can take a look at it. I'll also have it up on the stream as well. Basically, it's a very nice commentary video on a lot of information being translated. So I'll bring that up.
Ah man, the NA power level stuff, like comparing NA skill at its peak to JP, it's like whack as F. I agree completely. I think people need to realize that we are very behind the Japanese, but I honestly don't think that if we got the chance to talk to some of the Japanese players, I'm positive they would help us get good too. I don't think so. I want to stay positive and think about that. But I think if anything, we should definitely just focus on doing better and getting good at the game. And I think it would be great if you know we go over our own matches, we help each other get better, and above all else stay positive, because like that, if we're staying positive and we're helping ourselves get better, we're only, or even better, just have every once in a while just have days where we're just being goofy. I think that's just gonna keep the game healthy and enjoyable, because I think it's actually pretty fun whenever like we're being silly with certain things and just discovering just how stupid certain things can be. It's actually kind of funny actually. Especially when you like discover something really silly with the suit, and it's just like instead of getting salty about getting spanked about something, you're just like, wow, this thing is really dumb. This thing is really hilarious when you're using S burst with a certain suit or something like that, you know?
Like getting hit by like S burst red frame for some reason. It's just funny to look at.
Yeah. I think it's definitely good though that a lot of players are running around and making more efforts to help people get better. I know Lukewarm too, and I think it's, and I also have to just say this right now. I don't know whoever it is has been trying to troll Lukewarm on Twitter. Apparently, someone's been trying to like troll him, and like somebody even made a fake account, trying to act like they were him. Like that's whack, dude. That's whack.
Yeah, just don't give him any burn. I'm pretty sure everybody else has gotten to that point.
Yeah, real talk. Whoever the hell that is, fuck you. Like seriously.
I think it's better to just not respond to it, to be honest.
No, I agree.
I mean, like,
oh yeah, Genesis is right. Yeah, Minato's has been making a couple of interesting. I think I like the videos that Minato's been making. They've been making showcase videos for certain suits during the beta, and they add, and I feel that they've added some very good commentary about what they're doing. They mix in a little bit of comedy here and there too, which is great. Like for example, the one they had a video where they posted about them playing Locus's Infinite Justice, which is just a horrible suit.
Don't tell you
that's
that.
another topic. But they're having fun with it. They mix in a couple of jokes. It's kind of funny how in the matches that was posted, Kira kept getting killed. But they were good videos. This video is a part of the series, by the way. Oh, that's
Do
good.
you know if you can block an overheat?
One more
Block
time.
a what?
Can you block an overheat?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
believe you can.
but it's very
For a split
risky.
second.
I think you can. Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You can, but you can't hold it. So you have to time
Yeah.
it very well.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you have to like
gotta
parry
hold it.
basically.
Yeah, or just guard if anything, if it sounds a bit more appropriate.
The issue is if they send multiple shots, you can sort of just melt because you can't hold it.
But then again, like if you block, you gain burst back, so then you can hold it.
Yeah, you can get your little bit of boost back, but you can't really guarantee they're gonna get out of it unscathed. And especially if you're dealing with a suit that has a machine gun, you're more than likely gonna get your self guard broken if someone else approaches.
Speaking of
or
which, I had a question about that.
yeah,
You were mentioning before, that something about vectoring and machine gun that firing it normally is bad. What were you talking about when you and Evan about that earlier?
oh that. Basically, if you fire it more in a horizontal plane, you don't really get a whole lot of pressure. But if you're coming from the air, you can land your shots a little bit more consistently or apply a bit of pressure. But then again, machine guns, I don't really use a whole lot of suits that have machine guns, so I'm not the best person for that bit of information.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've just sort of learned if you come in from like the right angle, they have to respect you. They can't just ignore you and boost normally.
Hold on, question. Even though I'm not a beginner, but I still don't know the terms. What is FUA into guard? What is FUA step again?
Like a side step that cuts tracking, and you press C at the end, so you'll do like a step and a hop.
Okay, FUA stepping into jump. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it can be quite hard for a new player if they just hear random terms. It's like, oh boy.
I mean,
the terms are written down though.
Yeah, I
You know
would
what's
like
funny?
to give it like
I'm-
different names.
Even
Like-
though there's so many different terms and so many different videos, I'm probably gonna end up making my own video of that. Be like, hey guys, I'm a dumbass, so I'm just gonna make this video, and it's gonna be more for my own self to remind myself. I'm like, look, here's a link to people that know about this game more than I do, but I'm making this video just to remind myself because I'm stupid.
The thing is that like if you make, I believe that if you take the time to make that video, you will probably learn all the terms anyway. Like,
You know,
like how to say it? Explain. You know how they say like explain to somebody else makes you learn it better.
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I agree.
So if you were to like write or make that video, you know, and you have to learn all the terms, you will actually learn all the terms. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's yeah. I've as a new player, like those are like the grievances, but at the same time they're only like minor grievances. I've had a lot of fun in general, and it's the gameplay has been positive compared to playing Street Fighter 5 versus like
I
don't know,
personally
Problem X.
like. I like doing. I don't know. I like doing this stuff because for me, I like. I actually have a lot of. I actually do enjoy teaching people stuff. Not because they're trying to make. Not like they're trying to be like, oh, I'm better than you. Not even that. I just like teaching people stuff. I think showing people things. I have a lot of fun. I like explaining things. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. Just get a kick out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
So
Yo, Blue, we're gonna change. You're gonna change. I'm gonna change my avatar on your stream for later next time.
what do you
You
have
got
in
a new
mind?
one. Yeah, I got a new one.
Okay.
I'm gonna post it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll make sure to save it too.
Judo probably too strong. Okay.
Also, if anyone's still interested in hopping into the Discord chat, just let me know, and or use the chat command !Discord.
Yeah, hop in. We got a lot of friendly people in there.
Yep,
It's
mostly
it's
lurkers,
fun.
but yeah, I'm not complaining. It's better that you lurk than not do much at all. At least I know you're there, and yeah. If
Next
there's
time the beta goes up, I'm gonna make sure and teach people to properly run away, because I've noticed people just tend not to notice what vectoring is until you tell them.
I think people also do need to learn how to run away because and by run away I mean actually legit as opposed to trying to retaliate because even if a 3K is chasing you as a 2K or even a 1.5, if you're just focused on running away, you're gonna find opportunities to land and do whatever it is and actually escape. Because when people are basically shooting and trying to waste, shoot Zundas at you and chasing you aggressively to finish you, and you're just avoiding and dodging and things, you're gonna get away. I think people do need to realize and learn how to actually back off. And I think because honestly, now that I really think about it, this is something I should have mentioned before. I think one of my one of the biggest mistakes you can do as a beginner, aside from trying to retaliate on Oki, is, and of course I lose my train of thought because I'm stupid. Um, Damn, I literally just brain farted. I'm mad now.
Oh boy.
I noticed some people when they're overcosted, they just try and play like normal instead of just hanging back and adapting. They just go in and die.
Oh wait, I remembered. Sorry. Tunneling. I think tunneling is bad. I think tunneling is one of the easiest mistakes you can make as a beginner in this game. I think tunneling is like one of the most common things to happen in this game, especially when I remember one thing that would happen with one of our friends, Egg. You already know what I mean. You already know where I'm going with this, Blue.
Yep.
Egg, one of our friends, Egg, he likes to play isolation, and then 1v1 you to death with a melee suit that do his combos and beat the living daylights out of you. But if you can stay in a team formation, that it's easier to deal with him. But then he'll just switch to a traditional back and still whoop your ass. But that's another story. But I think tunneling is another big thing that beginners need to remember to stay away from. Like, for example, if one thing I've noticed that people tend to do is when they'll play, when I play turn X, like they'll notice that I'm being really, really evasive with turn X, and they just can't hit me for no matter how hard they try, they can't hit me. And then I'll notice that either I'll end up getting double locked, or what usually happens is they'll be like, okay, I can't hit this guy. I'm just gonna go after this guy. I'm just gonna go after the partner now. So it's pretty funny when that it's actually pretty funny when that happens, and then it's just like, oh, time to throw funnels.
Why is he so big?
I think it was him being silly. Damn it, Blue. What am I gonna do with you?
I think like a very useful video that is made for like certain other games that I think I'd really like to see as a newcomer is not videos on how to play, but videos on how not to play. One of those like top 10 mistakes that newbies make, because when they see that, they'll be like, oh god, I can't be that guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, number 10, running in overcosted with whatever you do. Yeah, I mean, number 10, number 9, using all of your boost always.
Yeah, I think
number 8.
Willa said that Aqua made one, so
someone just makes it look great, absolutely fantastic. Because that's the kind of vid that, like, if you show to a new player, they'll remind themselves not to be that guy. Whereas if you tell a player what to do, they're probably just gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, that's
I think I agree. I agree, and I think I know a different way to say that. Not to try to say that you're saying it wrong or anything like that. I think, how can I put this? Okay, so just like you said, there is a wrong way to do things. And while you can tell someone, hey, you shouldn't do this, this is wrong. The reason that I think sometimes, even though you say that, there are some things that players will not realize until they have it happen to them. Like, it's like, oh, look, this person told me that you shouldn't do this because this. And then it's like, hey, I told somebody, hey, when you're waking up, you shouldn't try to react. Or excuse me, you shouldn't try to retaliate, because that's just asking to get slaughtered. And then next thing you know, the player will be like, okay, cool, I understand. But then they'll play, and then they'll get up and they'll try to react with like melee. Next thing you know, the person, rainbow steps them and whoops their ass. Or they'll try to get up in CSA, and next thing you know, the guy dodges it and full punish. And then they're on the floor again, and they're just like, oh. Then they'll remember, oh, wait, yeah, Denso said I probably shouldn't retaliate on wake up. Now I know. Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Knowing is half the battle, and if you like a video of like top 10 things that you shouldn't do as a beginner, or top 10, make it sound as bad as possible. Top 10 things that only scrubs do, and then people be like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy.
I think the Sky Slam made a video like that for regular Gundam Versus.
People probably just want to update it. I probably reckon them. But like videos like that are like really effective because it plays on the sight or plays on the brain. Like people start having the feeling, oh man, I don't want to be a scrub. Let me take this seriously and not listen to it at all. You know what I mean? Top 10 things that scrubs do. 1, don't block on wake up. And that's a fine game still. But in this game, it would be like, mashing buttons on wake up. Top 10 things that scrubs do.
Just take the throw, bro. Just take the throw.
I'm not just taking the throw, but you get the idea, right?
Yeah. Just take the throw, bro.
Okay.
Oh man.
Look at this one.
I think like stuff like that is great, and if like someone if someone like posts a video like that, stuff like that is like really useful, and I think those can be shown to beginners to get them to like learn like basic gameplay. I'm not gonna even call it etiquette because it's not etiquette, but it's more like basic gameplay mindset. Don't mash on wake up, dude. Don't burst when you're about to die and you're going to and the next hit will kill you unless you know that you will get something from that burst, etc. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because there's times where it's like shit, I burst because I'm about to go in on someone and I realise I've actually only got 50 HP and you get shot from the back. It's like, oh fuck, my burst is completely wasted. Those are the kind of like no-nos that people really need to know, you know?
Ouch.
Yeah, let's take a look at this video for a moment. This is probably a good example of the do's and don'ts of guarding. Yeah, because I've had certain moments like this happen to me before, where I thought I was blocking, but the moment that my guard dropped, I got hit. And I was holding the guard too at a certain point as well. Like that.
That's sort of why blocking low on boost is sort of ineffective, because you can't hold it for like a gap, whether it's intentional or not.
And if anything, you're either presented with a choice of either stepping in that next situation or just try to counterattack, but that's also putting yourself at risk. Blocking low on boost. Wait, blocking low on boost. Blocking with lots of. Okay. Yeah, again.
If you block low on boost, you get a boost back, so you can just keep holding. But it's whatever.
Okay, so during block selling, you enter the animation, it will drop with or without boost.
Wait, so if you block, and then the block stun ends, your block will always drop, no matter if you hold it or not. You can't hold block after block stun. That explains a ton because I blocked I blocked certain stuff and got hit straight after, and I was holding boost block, and I was like, question marks. But if that's how it works, then that means technically you can unblockable someone by shooting them. They block it and then hitting them as soon as the block ends. There's probably options against it, but that's that's interesting.
Okay, so but after that, during the recovery, you can move, but to move, check setup.
So if you block and you go into the drop animation, you can shoot. Okay, that explains a lot. And this is kind of like just it's a whole bunch of knowledge checks, but every game has knowledge checks, and it's just something that you end up dealing with, and it has to get told to you. And now I know.
G.I. Joe.
Yep. I mean, even I'm learning a lot of things from this situation too. Most times, I usually try to block on stray hits, or if I see the offense is a bit predictable, but I feel like I could probably find much better responses to counteract that instead of putting myself in harm's way.
Okay.
Blocking in this game is actually there because you have situations that you aren't able to deal with. So, oh, but in this game you get a 10% defense buff for 3 seconds. Oh, that's...
Does it last for the entire combo if you get hit, or does it wear off mid-combo if it lasts more than 3 seconds?
I would assume it would wear off after a while. So from the initial hit.
Okay.
Alright, guys. It's getting late for me now. It's actually 1 a.m. here in Europe.
Okay.
Well, it's more than anything else, definitely thanks for dropping by, dude. Really do appreciate you dropping by.
Yeah, it's
And,
pretty cool.
We'll get to chat some more in the future.
Yeah, sorry for being late. I had issues.
Oh,
Let's put it that way.
dude, nah, don't do. Please do not beat yourself up about that. Like here, like honestly, every single, I'm gonna be honest with you, every single episode we've done of this, we're literally winging it every time, bro.
Yep.
You're perfectly fine.
We've just been
Wait.
We've been absolutely bullshitting it the whole way through, but we've been making it work.
Yeah, dude, we're more than anything else, dude. We're glad to have you around. Thanks, seriously, thanks.
Thanks, man, and thanks for having me on. I will take my leave, and
Alright. And do you have any parting words in case anybody wants to follow you or any social media?
You probably don't want to follow me on social media. I am very toxic. I hate humans and everything.
Join the club, bro.
what I would say is, if there's any newbies that are playing this, are looking to get into Maxi Boost, find some friends. That's the advice I would give. Because friends make everything more fun, and friends are a great way for you to like have friendly rivals with each other, without like the pressure of like a very strong Dark Hound on your back, or a very strong GPO3 on your back, and that's kind of grim. Anyways, guys, thanks for having me on. I will take my leave.
All right, peace, man.
Something I've noticed is people more experienced players, I see they tend to block more against one hit down unit.
Hold up. Wait. We're going to put up another video. I'll put this on studying. Yeah, I'll post this in the Hangar as well. Also tag him on for that as well. Or maybe the dojo. Oh shit. Oops. Alright, you can keep going.
Okay, let me testing. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought something dropped.
Okay, did you get the link that Riddler posted, Blue? He says
I just posted in the dojo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want everybody to get that nice packnia of information. Riddler has been helping me out for a lot. Because after that one moment where I just kind of had that bit of a breakdown, man, if I didn't have that information and just practice everything else, I would have just flat out dropped the game right then and there. So big thanks to Riddler, to Fox, for Foxside, to kind of steer me in the right direction. Because, man, if I showed you or told you exactly what led to it, You would be surprised.
Talk about that.
But I guess one thing I can kind of tease is that it's definitely it's against the stronger players that I've either partnered up with or fought against. And it was around like full boost. Very recently too. I guess I was just being a little bit too what's the best way I could put it? I tend to have a very reckless playstyle that I go a little bit too crazy every now and then, but it's kind of hard for me to mentally break in the game. I know I have to like buffer a lot of things that I've taken, a lot of abuse, and a lot of other things that normally would have cracked someone after like a long form of play. But I guess when it comes to like certain players, they have to kind of keep up with them, or certain players that they have to make some sort of an impression that you're competent. I guess that's where things kind of clashed a little bit. And I feel like there was a lot of things that I really didn't develop after a while, after that moment of self-reflection. And the one thing that really brought me down to that kind of perspective was just a message. No salt, just a calm question saying, what am I doing? I don't even know what you're doing anymore. And that's what kind of threw me off guard the hardest. I'm pretty sure Riddler knows who exactly I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure Fox knows exactly who I'm talking about because I think you guys were there for that particular stream alone. Also, what's good, Gio? I'm wrong if I think that in general it's better for ranged to move up and play closer to their melee partner, or the other way around. I feel like most ranged tools were. Someone asked earlier, she's fronting, but the back problem.
I think I mentioned this before when I was talking about when we had the episode about talking about fronting. When I mentioned I feel that one of the mistakes to say is to tell your back partners, "Hey, I'm the front, keep up." But at the same time, yeah, even though the front should never say that, the back should realize that yes, you should be trying to keep up with the front, or rather, you should at least try to be close. You can't be too far off because you can help them.
I usually just tell my back, just come to me if you're in danger, or ping me at least. Because I've noticed some people just tend to take hits and just sit in the corner and cry.
Am I wrong for thinking that in general it's better for a ranged to move up and play closer to a melee partner than the other way around? I feel like most ranged tools work almost well closer mid-range, whereas melee tools become useless when you're out of range. I guess you can kind of buddy up whenever you're the back, because even though the front is supposed to maintain a bit of a presence, it's the back's job to maintain the formation to allow that presence to be maintained. So every now and then you throw in some shots to destabilize whatever momentum that the enemy has and give some more openings for the front to capitalize on.
I can take it.
So that's why suits like Gunner Zaku excel pretty well, because they have the tools to not only control space, but also prevent opportunities for fronts to kind of close in on certain targets that are either close to them or have a hard time getting at.
Yeah.
because space control is definitely important, and the more space that you can take up, the better opportunities you can cut off someone's escape route. And then the more you do that, the more you limit that ability to escape, the more likely your front can deal a lot more damage than as opposed to if they're just trying to go for 1v1s alone and they don't have anyone to back them up. And if their partner comes out from the cut and they're not paying attention to radar or any other factor like that, that is going to be serious hell to pay.
When isn't two Zundas faster than one full combo? I'm sorry, Riddler was asking a question.
2 Zundas or one combo for 230?
That's why fronts do their own shit.
That's why fronts don't.
I mean, Caddish, are you talking about playing with a set partner, or are you talking about playing like in shuffle? Genuinely curious. Most friends have the tools to struggle with a with a set partner.
And if anyone else is available to hop on into the the voice chat to give their experience as a new player, or we could probably do this as a regular series if anybody's interested. I'm pretty sure we need to get back to doing these suit analysis too.
Suit reviews. Don't worry, we'll get to we'll all in due time. I'll be honest here. I think shuffle is the worst. I'm curious, Kaddish, why? Do you think shuffle is the worst for beginners? Is it worse for general play? What do you feel specifically that it's the worst for?
And going on top of the thing about shuffle, Sunhawk actually commented on one of our videos too. Just more of a clarification. And I quote, "I just want to clarify, I did not say shuffle is superior, but only as a more reliable way to determine someone's personal skill outside of a team environment." So I guess it's for individual purposes, but if you want to learn the game as at its core as a team, more likely than not, you're better off going with like team free instead.
Shuffle usually just tends people to teach them how to 1v1 a lot. Because a lot in shuffle, your teammate just abandons you, doesn't listen. That happens a lot.
Yeah, they're usually doing their own thing in the long run.
And I usually tend to do that too, because I just don't care very much because it's shuffle.
Yeah, so I guess that mindset shifts once you're actually in team free, because you're dealing with someone that not only has some level of competence to deal with certain issues, but depending on their skill level and depending on how they interact, they kind of expect you to be on the same wavelength, so to speak. So it's a game of trust. It becomes more of a game of trust rather than just an individual game of what you can do and what kind of cool stuff you can get away with.
Well, to be fair, I think learning a suit in shuffle is perfectly fine. But I think when you play in team, you also have to think about it this way. How many players that are going into team game are going in there with a dedicated partner. Because if me and Blue play together and we've been playing with each other for a long time, I'm pretty sure we're likely going to do we're probably going to be able to hold our own against two randoms who may be individually better than we are. You know? So I can understand why someone will get I can understand why someone will get frustrated in, you know, playing in team and then not having a dedicated partner. But I guess one thing that is a good thing about playing in team is that at least if you're going to play several matches with a partner, then that person is going to go ahead and pick, you know, probably going to have a suit that's going to be able to complement the team that you're forming, as opposed to shuffle. But at the same time, you also have to look at it in a different way. If you have a person who's learning the game, do they really want to go into a room where it's a team-based game? They don't have a dedicated partner, and they're getting smashed by a dedicated pair who's running top tier. That's not fun. I mean, I think it depends. I think it ultimately depends. I definitely do see where you're coming from, Kadish. I'm not trying to be like a prick or trying to like just completely disagree with what you're saying. But I think both of them have their merits. Because I used to think that, you know, because I remember getting shut down pretty hard by, damn, was it Sky Slam? Really good NA player. I know Blue Shift played with him before. Uh, what's his name? Blue?
Ooh.
Not Sky Slam. What's the other guy?
Oh, GM Custom?
No.
What
He won
did he
Evo.
play? Oh, Evo. I know there was Acid Ace. I know there was Yo-Yo Lan. There was.
Damn it. I forgot his name. I want to say it's Sky Slam, but I don't think it's Sky Slam. I think. Well, let me offer a small counterpoint, Kanish. I think if a person is trying to get better, playing in a dedicated team is good because you're going in there with that mindset to want to improve. Just like you said, when you go in, you get destroyed, and you're actually thinking to yourself, "Hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this." But what I'm trying to say is this, right? If you play random, if you play in shuffle, you're learning a suit. The benefit of learning a new suit in shuffle is that if you lose, you can always just say, "You know what? This is shuffle. It's, you know, it's not that serious." And not only that, but if you're playing in shuffle, if let's say you get stuck with me, who's totally terrible, then that's okay. You'll just basically be able to swap and get a different partner in the next match. But if you're playing in team mode, you're going in with that mentality to improve. That's great. You want to make those adjustments. But what happens if you get stuck with a player who doesn't know what he's doing? Then you got to switch off of that player and play with somebody else. Or you try to play with another person who just jumped in and that person refuses to play with you because they only want to play specifically with another person. You know? But it's like at the same time, you know, I do see where you're coming from when you're going to want to talk to somebody and, you know, at least get an idea of what you're doing and you want to adapt. No, you're right. You're right. I do agree with that. You will learn, but what I'm saying is this: if you're playing in shuffle, there's less pressure to do poorly. You can make your mistakes, and you can still make those adjustments. And then, of course, when you're playing in team, now you're making fine-tune adjustments. No, dude. You're perfectly fine in making your opinion. This. We're not debating. This. I want to be clear. This isn't a debate. We're just having a discussion here. I don't think you're wrong at all. I think what you're saying has a lot of merit. You make a good point. It's just that I feel like in playing in shuffle, it's a little less pressure. I think beginners should definitely stick to playing shuffle, but eventually you're gonna want to move out of that mentality. If you want to really get good, yes, I do think you're gonna want to play in team, because if you're playing in team, now you have a dedicated partner. Now you can get some dedicated feedback. If a match goes poorly, you can just say, okay, look, that it was a little close. Hey, did I do something wrong here? Yeah, try to keep, try to stay a little closer. Let's not go ahead and you're tunneled. What happened? This, that, and the other. Okay, cool. Let's try it again. But like in shuffle, it's like, you know what? If you get stuck with a quote unquote bad player, or you get stuck with a person who just doesn't know what they're doing, at least there you can experiment and goof around a little bit and keep your mind clear. Because if you're playing in a team, now this is a lot more quote unquote stressful playing in a team, because you're kind of even if it's just a random room and not even ranked, you're kind of playing more for keeps. Now you're playing to test your theories, to test your playstyle, to test where your skill level is at. At least, in team free, your partner, if you stick with that partner, you're going to be adapting to each other. In shuffle, there's not going to be as much adaptation. It's mostly just, you know what, I'm learning a suit, I'm just having fun. So if a person goes in, whatever. But even then, you can kind of learn from that too, because like, let me give you an example. Like I was playing in shuffle, and I'm like, you know what, I want to play turn X. Plain and simple, I want to play turn X. Be it a 1.5, be it a 3K, I want to play turn X. So what happens? I go in, I play turn X, I want to experiment with him, and what happens is I get stuck with an Exium, and you know how them Exiums are. Exiums just wanted to go in, so I'm like, you know what? Let me try this. Let me use this as an experience to practice getting overcosted. Which, let's be real, if you're playing a 3K and you get overcosted, it's frustrating. But at least in shuffle, one, it doesn't really matter because, come on, it's shuffle, and you can basically just instigate. You can basically let it happen, as opposed to where in team you're trying to be a little more strict about what's going on. So it's like you go ahead and you play in shuffle. You can go ahead and you can practice that right there and still get some thought about it. But at the same time, I do feel that ultimately, if you play in team free, yeah, that's definitely where you want to go to get better. But I still think that there is still merit to shuffle. But when you play against but the other reason too is because I think also it's a little less intimidating, because when you're playing in shuffle, the teams are always going to be switching around. But then when you play in team free, I really don't want to go ahead and play against a team that knows what the hell they're doing. Where you play a dedicated team and you're stuck with a random teammate and you're just getting creamed. That's a bit of a hard pill to swallow. I think that's a hard pill to swallow. I think what needs to happen is that's where you want to get into a room where at least the playing field is at least a little even.
True. But there's always factors that can always kind of shift things from a different perspective. Like Rilla said, you can always play the randoms in team free, but I guess there's some room for growth if the more you play with that random. Sometimes. No,
I do think I do agree with Kaddish. If you want to get better, yes, you do have to play in team free. Period. You have to, because at least there you're going to have a player, especially hopefully if you're chatting with each other, where you can at least say, okay, cool, you know what, let me try a different suit, let me see if this works better with us, or hey, let's do this, or hey, you made this mistake, blah, cool, okay. As opposed to shuffle, where it's just like you're only really analyzing yourself, but it's also less salt generating, because if you got stuck with a partner who didn't know what the hell he was doing, you can just dismiss that. Okay, cool, that guy just kind of went ham. Okay, cool, on to the next match. I think the worst mistake you can make coming into this game is thinking everyone's in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's a different mentality. Some players, I'll say that myself too. I don't find fun. I don't have a lot of fun in just going on losing streaks. I don't think that's fun. Some people are gonna learn from those losses. But at the same time, it's also pretty crappy when you're just doing nothing but losing. So that's why I think sometimes playing shuffle here and there is perfectly fine too, because sometimes you can still learn while just cutting loose and just being silly and having fun. That's the thing too. People need to realize you want to have fun too. But if you want to play serious and you're looking to improve, then yeah, definitely go ahead and start grinding in team free. But I don't think we should totally discredit. I don't think you should totally discredit Shuffle, because I think I'm trying to remember the name of this damn player. He's really freaking good, but I don't think it's Slam. I don't think it's that guy. Damn it! Oh my god, what was his name? I know he has like a bird emblem, and I know he won Evo and EX Versus. Is it Sky Slam? Because I remember I mentioned that I didn't like the thought of Shuffle for ranked, and the guy basically the counterpoint he made was that it's no fun having a player or a dedicated team showing up and just basically, running everything. If everybody is like if you have a beginner lobby and it's team free, and then you have these two guys who know what the hell they're doing coming in and just stomping everybody, are you really gonna have fun playing that guy?
Yeah, I just use Shuffle. That's where I learned my anti-bail tactics.
No, I agree, Riddler. Not everyone's like that. Losing is fun though. I don't know, man. Losing is okay, but getting creamed repeatedly isn't. Winning isn't everything, but losing sucks. But I think it's fine as long as you're talking to each other. It's a lot more bearable. I think personally, playing with people and being there in person, talking to each other, is a lot more fun, because you could just talk and keep yourself cool. If you're the kind of person that gets hot-headed when you're losing a lot, I'm raising my hand here because that's definitely me. But I mean, I do agree. I do want to gain something from my losses. I don't think going into a room and just getting just getting dunked on. Winning feels good, but at the same time, we do have to have fun. But if you're just losing the whole time, that's not really fun. Losing close matches is one thing. Having your fun is another. But it's just like when you get creamed, especially if you get creamed repeatedly, it's just like, all right, that's not fun. I also kind of like the aspect of rotating. That's what that Shuffle does. I think that's also a plus.
But at the end of the day, it's just gonna be a point of evolution as a player.
Yeah,
you're gonna be playing.
I think there's merits. I think definitely people do need to branch out. I think people definitely do need to branch out. You shouldn't just play Shuffle. And I don't think you should also not just play team. I think being able to play team shows that you're able to play in a more rigid play style. But sometimes when you're playing Gundam Versus, sometimes you gotta wing it, and I think you're gonna learn how to wing it better in in Shuffle. Sometimes you gotta wing it. Because I think we were talking about that when we had the episode. We were talking about backing. A lot of back players don't realize that sometimes when things happen, guess what? You have to front. If some situations go bad, sometimes you have to get up and get out in front. And I think you'll be able to learn that and get more experience with it if you're playing in Shuffle, because of the fact that you're playing so loose that those bad situations are going to happen more often.
And I guess with me in particular, especially in like.
But no, hold on. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I think Riddler is right there. Sometimes though, as much as I hate getting creamed, sometimes you do need to get your shit kicked in. Sometimes you do dead ass need to get your shit kicked in, because if you're playing sloppily and you're getting away with it, like let's say for example you're running Bale and freaking Shuffle, and you're thinking you're hot shit because you got a 30-game winning streak when you're really just bashing noobs. And then next thing you know, you go into a team-free room and you got a couple of competent players. And next thing you know, they're basically saying, "Oh, we got a Bale scrub over here, thinks he's hot shit, guys. Come over here, guys." And they're just busy spitting power driver on you the whole damn match. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. Swerve. Yeah, sure. Shut up. Here, hold this beam. You know, so I think I definitely do agree with that. Sometimes you do need to play team. The benefit of playing team shuffle where people are competent and know what they're doing is you're gonna get that wake up call, and it's just like you mentioned, you're gonna be doing dumb shit, and then next thing you know, when you get power driver, it's like, oh damn, half my life is gone. What happened? When Avalanche Zabanya Diddler man, what the hell? That moment when people rush the Banya and you're like, yeah, boy, yeah, boy.
I'm absolutely in love with Avalanche Exia.
Dude, that clip of him when he does that's like the best. He's like, yeah, boy.
And I got
that look on his face too.
Yeah, I think it was Chicken Bake that rushed me down with Avalanche Exia that made me want to play it too.
Avalanche Exia was not good, in my opinion, in full boost. Like, that thing took way too much boost to do half of its stuff.
Yep.
But now I'm watching it in MBON and I'm like, this is kind of scary.
Yeah. Especially if you can read it, someone's movement right, you can just stonewall them pretty bad. And that's what I like about it. It's that very oppressive style of play that lets you be an absolute menace.
Brad, do me a favor. Can you post that Doan video? These guys need to see how stupid Doan is. I know it's EX Versus 2, but y'all gotta see this shit, dude. Yo, Doan is stupid in EX Versus 2. Oh my god. That suit is wrong on so many levels.
It's a war crime. Yeah, I think that'll be the last video we'll pull up for the night too.
That's fine. I also just love, yo, dude. No. This isn't a Doan review. We're just goofing around. But Doan Zaku is just like stupid in EX Versus 2, bro.
There he goes. Going in.
Homeboy got unbreakable rocks, and look, dude, we're not even 30 seconds in this match, and dude just chunks the crap out of EXS already, bro.
Yep, and EXS has like 600 health too.
Christ. That's so wrong, dude. Dude touched him twice, and he's already like at 30% health. Oh, man.
What rock is he calling out from? The hentai kind, of course.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I threw a rock at him. It was a big rock.
I'm a mud farmer. If anyone knows where that joke came from, brownie points. No, not mud farmer, dirt farmer. To watch. I'm a dirt farmer.
He just won't stop going in.
Dude, there's later in this video, the Doan player calls the Amuro assist, and Amuro, no lie, runs through 3 beam rifle shots from X2 and then kills the X2 from like across the map. It's crazy.
Hold up, actually, let me go to that very point that you're talking about. No,
it's nuts how he does it, bro. I think it was like an 830, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's game over. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. The one I'm talking about is at 830, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that one is so... It curves so hard.
Yep.
No, right here. Ridiculous, bro. Dude straight up ran through 3 of those freaking beam rifles and just whooped his ass on like all up on that hill. That's nuts, dude. This dude is so silly.
Yeah, this is... Doan Zaku is... This is probably the best iteration of Doan Zaku in existence at this point. All it took was the right assist. Futai no kui wa me,
boom. Game over. Oh my god. And I also like how Doan Zaku and Bernie Zaku both had the same fuck out of here kick.
Yep.
Oh man,
The
yeah, I don't know.
evictions
I
rate.
really do like. I do really like playing 1.5Ks. But at the same time, it's just like Jesus Christ, you're so hard to play sometimes.
GBS and Garrus. Oh well, of course the Kshatriyas. The Wrath of the
Good shit on
Kshatriyas.
Good shit on you.
で、
Yep.
頼みの綱の
Hey,
ス
hey.
パーマタックルも、あれモンテーロの特格、超多段ヒットなんでヒットストップで無理やり潰されるっていう。なんでモンテーロに対してはね、ドアンザク正面から通せるタクが一切ないんで、基本的にはさっきみたいにガン逃げをずっとして、で、モンテーロ側が一瞬目離したところにこういう風に闇討ちを
I know for a fact I'm gonna have to stitch this video. I'm gonna have to stitch the whole podcast together since it dropped at some point. But yeah, this is a really fun
これが
thing to
さっ
do.
き話したドアンザク環境キャラに対してなんか
Definitely
よくわかんないワンチャンパワーあるくせに
Very
よくわ
fun.
かんないレアキャラに積まされるっていう
All
話
right,
です
so
ね。
oof, it's 8 o'clock. I just ate. I think I'm gonna shower now.
Yeah, ready?
No, I think this is good. And then also happened that big that discussion with
Frosty.
Frosty was good. Also talking to Kadish here about how we felt about Team Shuffle versus Team Free. That was actually a really good discussion. That was actually really no, that was good. No, that was good getting that different perspective.
I'll take a look at it.
This is great. No, Shuffle is a mess, but like I said, sometimes I think each one has their genuine merits. I think each one definitely has their merit.
Shuffle is really funny though. You find some funny people.
Yeah, like Codex Tifa 4269.
No, I swear, I saw him in your lobby. I swear I saw him in your lobby.
Yes, and there was that one other person that had that wild nickname. I remember posting on Twitter. I don't know how Sony just let that get away. You know which name I'm talking about. But
No, I don't remember which one. I see a lot of weird names.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look into the
Bunga
vault.
bunga. I think there's. You know what? If I ever anytime I make a room for Shuffle, I'm just gonna call it that. I'm just gonna call it Unga Bunga.
Yeah, and another thing that I tried to do, which failed, was having an HFX lobby.
HFX only.
Yes, HFX only.
We need it. We need that to happen.
We need it to happen. It must happen. It should. It shall.
Oh, my bad, Dave.
That's
We
the
can't do it now. We'll do it when the game releases.
Oh, you used it finally.
Yeah. Filled it with water too.
But Shuffle with friends is really funny, especially when you just get the awful team that's just like two phases. You just run a boulder over the other team with 2.5Ks.
Wait, what'd you say?
Shuffle is just funnier with friends. That's the only reason I played it.
Ah. No, wait, I found it. Shit. Hope I didn't. Yes, I found it. I found it.
What'd you find?
Look at the stream.
You want people to grow so you can be better at bullying, Fox.
Where is it? Let's see.
Just look.
Oh, there,
my
George, just
cursor
coming
is.
around my dick. Yeah, that guy. How did that guy not get banned for that name? How did he not get banned? Holy shit! I remember that. Yeah, that was this last weekend, right?
Yeah,
That's
no, like
funny.
a couple weekends ago, in fact.
Oh my god.
No, one person I don't understand how it's still around is Golden Leonheart that lags in every lobby, but he still manages to get in every lobby I'm in.
Golden Samurai too.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
He lags
he's
every lobby.
I know some people
don't
just
care.
some people just have.
Damn, I guess I should rename it to King Big Dick then.
Hey, might as well.
I swear, someone I saw was in the game just named Young Dagger Dick, just running around with Barbados, just overcosting me
Of
every
course
time.
Of course he would be Barbados.
Damn, that post.
Every time he overcosted me.
And this, oh my god, I didn't notice Joseph Naruto?
Oh yeah, that. Wait, wasn't that the guy that jumped in for like one match and then left immediately once he got creamed?
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be him.
I swear.
This
I-
who? This RMD? You sent you a message? Oh right, because he was the one that threw. He was the one that threw the match a few times when you were teamed up with him.
I'm just not over Cloud X Tifa.
Oh god.
Yeah, he was playing like the time that he threw, he was playing Haru. I remember him exactly. That's why I kicked his ass out.
You know what it is, Tech Master? It's all about the weebs, bro. All the weebs come out here for that stuff, man. Gundam brings out the weeb in everybody.
And I was paying close attention to see what he was gonna do after he threw that match. Think he'd come around here just waste someone else's time. Fuck out of here.
Damn, that sucks.
You ain't disgracing my lobby like that.
Damn. So wait, you were in random. You're in shuffle. You're on a big winning streak, and then the guy just joins you just to. Wow, what a dick.
Yeah, and he got his ass beaten multiple times too. By Kaddish.
What a jerk.
Yeah, that's why I kicked him.
Well, you lose on purpose. I wanted you to lose your win streak. What's it? Wow, eat a dick.
I know I found some guy who was just sitting there playing like the Zeta, and I was like, okay. Most of the people who play the Zeta, have like sort of normal names.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just see stuff like Sasuke Dark Lord XXX or something.
ATP Quan. ATP Quan. Sasuke's brother. I mean, at this point, at this day and age, we are going to see a resurgence of those Xbox Live level names. No, we're probably going to see people with like...
Post a message. Do it.
Yeah, post a message.
Let's see some maximum salt, bro.
No, I thought the names would get better with people being able to change their PSN names, but I just see more and more worse names now.
Middle school never leaves. Middle school never leaves.
Nah, I can appreciate some of the sillier names, though. I can appreciate them.
Yeah, it's actually a nice treat after all those other more serious straight-laced names. I want to see like Kirito the Black Swordsman or some shit like that. I want to see that again. I want to see something to that degree.
All these damn Kiritos. It's like, okay, bro. Yeah, you're definitely overpowered, bro.
Oh, remember when like BB Tag came out? There was this one account called put Kirito in BB Tag or put Kirito in Blaze Blue, and every single post that he made was like some crazy shit post after another.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah. That was hilarious to see. Oh my god. And then he was like really going off with like those bait posts about him being better than Guts, being the real Black Swordsman. Those are fighting words against actual Berserk fans. Kirito exhausted.
I have to accept the truth. Kirito, he cannot compare.
No. You have a giant sword. I got 2 swords. Deal with it.
Exactly.
Kirito X Asuna 69, aka 2 years worth of semen flowing out of her, or whatever the actual line was.
XX Kirito X Asuna 69 XX. It's even better when they get fancy with the different letters Z Y Z and my god.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, in regular Gundam Versus, I see some guy named oh yeah, Galloping Hobo 1 and Galloping Hobo 2. Yeah, no, I play with them in shell. Yeah, I play with them. No, I had to double take because I was like, oh, okay, I told my friend like shoot Galloping Hobo. He said which one? I was like, what do you mean which one?
I'm dying.
And there's two of them.
I'm just waiting for Big Dick Zam.
What happened?
I'm just waiting for Big Dick Zam.
Oh man, Big Zam too big.
Yep.
Shout out to that one guy named like Shar Asinable who I always see playing like the Sananju.
I gotta say this now. I really hate Ego Raptor for making the fucking Big Zam a joke at this point. Oh hey, Big Zam.
Oh wait, I just noticed that guy's name. Giving 50%.
Yeah, I think
that's clever.
I think he's in a certain Discord that I'm a part of too.
Oh no.
I remember also kicking my ass in GVS pretty badly too. But you will never know if he's at his full power because he's only giving 50%.
Oh my lord. Oh man. I was laughing at silly names was great, but Joseph Derudo. Oh god, why?
And then there's the cool one like the ARX 8 XL Levitine. I forgot what loadout the L3 was. Maybe that might be the Zelos or something else like that. I'm pretty sure Tech would know a lot better than I would.
I swear. Oh yeah, sometimes you see like a random Transformers fan in here, so you just see like a Megatron, Doombot, 567.
It's always got to be either some mix of like someone's area code or something else.
Oh no, one of my friends did that. He made his the last like the 5 numbers, and his name just his zip code. He had to abandon that account because he realized.
Oh, I'm guessing he probably scuttled the name then, Kaddish. So you might not be able to find it. But you should be able to find it. You should be able to find like previous messages. PSN usually saves that.
Yeah, you can sort of tell which ones are made more recently. I just found someone named like the Chungus something involving Chungus playing the O.
Excellent. Okay, it is a Zealous booster then. I could double check.
Level 73 Big Chungus.
Yeah, I spelled Levitine right. Oh, there's a figure for the Levitine with the Zelos pack coming around.
So wait,
August 31st.
did this guy? Oh, he can't find it. Rip. Dear Sega, never mind. The Lethal League guys will do it.
I need to change my name on PSN already. I hate looking at it.
The Beaver Boy?
Yeah.
What, you're tired of slapping that beaver?
No, I don't even remember why the name started. I forgot why.
Oh, I got the shield up. Yep, we got the shield up. I feel like this is gonna be.
I'm just gonna accept the data not working on some games. Hopefully it doesn't break any game I care about.
With the name change?
Yeah, it's just gonna lose my rank in fighting games, which I don't care about.
Yeah. Well, that should be more of a reason to change the name then. But damn, we've been going on for like roughly 3 hours at this point.
Wait, you got a shield? Oh.
Yeah, I got a shield. What are you gonna do about it?
Can you move the shield, or is it just stuck there?
Nah, I can only put it away. Like, so. Shield on?
What are you gonna do about it, huh? You can't.
I'm gonna block it. That's what I'm gonna do with the shield. How's that? Huh? Huh?
Oh yeah, shout out to people who just make their PSN names mobile suits. Just the actual serial code and numbers and everything.
Yep. The ZGMF. The Zaft Gundam model frame or whatever it is. Hey, I mean, you could probably throw in like the serial designation for
Shout out
the
to
Armor Core
Japanese
stuff.
players that always spelled Akatsuki Akatuki.
Or Hagwane.
Yeah, I know. There's some guy just named MSZ006 Zeta who's always hosted a room in Gundam Versus.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I only actually know one of them, and I thought his Discord name would be entirely different, but no, it's actually just the serial number for Hainu.
Oh. The RX-93?
Yeah, no, his Discord name is just the Hainu numbers.
Oh.
He's in that Extreme Evolution.
Isn't he also in my Discord chat as well?
I think he might be. Let me check.
No, I think at this point we're just kind of shooting the shit. So, if anybody got any topics, anything random that we could talk about for the most part before we just cut off. Speak now,
Yeah, he's
forever
in
hold your
here.
peace.
He's in the server, Hainu.
Oh.
Oh man. Oh yeah, speaking of high new, I noticed that in XEX Versus 2 it has like a freaking new type pressure move. That's crazy. Does that suit really need that?
It's not about if it needs it, it's if it wants it.
That question you asked earlier, Riddler? About the which suit would be better off. Which fuck, I'm about to scroll up. Wait. No, it's lost. Damn it. Someone asked about fronting, they said it. Got a front, they said they don't know how to deal with double lock.
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, Evan, you asked that question.
Yeah.
I guess the best answer I could give, if you're a back, okay, if you're a front and you're trying to deal with double lock, I guess the main thing you want to do is kite those two targets that are locking you both down. That's both locking you down towards your back, so I can get better shots. So you may have to retreat a little bit, let your back do some suppression, and then just weave back into the fray and just continue fighting. Wait. Not towards your back, actually. Now we got controls. We gotta control the map. Okay, so I guess this is a good point. To be sure about the information that everything is correct. Front does big damage, but you make space for the back to form and close the formations. Okay. Alright, yeah, let me do that then. Let me put this one down. That's entertaining site. Affiliated videos.
No.
Alright, so this is the quote in question. Now let me see if I could zoom in. Okay, am I wrong for thinking that it's in general better for a range suit to move up and play closer to the melee partner than the other way around? I feel like most range tools work almost as close range. Okay, no, not necessarily. It's more the melee dude's job to not forget about you. Moving you up puts you in more danger than you would otherwise. Your mindset
I would agree. I think it is more important for the range suit to stay closer, because the thing is, the range suit is supposed to be. If let me correct me if I'm wrong. The range suit is supposed to be at range, but when you look at the melee suit should be exuding presence. In other words, you need to stay away from me, or you're gonna get the crap beat out of you.
I'll just read the what Riddler has. Okay, so no, not necessarily. It's more the melee dude's job to not forget about you, moving you up.
No. I don't think. I think that's wrong. I think the melee suit should stay closer to the range suit, not the other way around. Because if the range suit is, let's say, for example, like a suit that wants to stay at range, that suit probably doesn't have really good melee. You know?
But wouldn't the range suit try to avoid any kind of melee confrontation at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Your mindset is kind of backwards. If I get meleeed, I'm probably separated from my partner, and thus I should stay close. It's actually, I shouldn't ruin our formations so that it's easy for my friend to cut for me. It's his job to not forget about you. Your range and distance allow changes with proximity of the enemy. Running to your partner is better than running way far off. You should try to run into places that makes it easier for your partner to intervene. But attacking from different angles is how you get your damage. Here's a GIF that was posted here. Formation isn't preventative, it's reactionary. This needs to change fluidly. You could always stay directly behind your partner, but that also makes scoring ranged attacks much harder. And there's the GIF here. So basically you want to have a good angle of attack where you can approach the big dog. Okay, let me scroll down a little bit more. Okay, so the closer you are, the more of a double-edged sword you present to your team, because you could probably accidentally cut your front. Do you think backing 43k part out to lower cost should prioritize it? Number one priority, first life, you play more carefully, common mistake, that's not hard to make, it's going, but I'm fine to have 250. Go to the ping. Anyways, you get closer to your suit. As you get closer, your suit may have advantages and disadvantages with ranged weapons. What decides what distance your suit likes to play at is your suit's muzzle correction versus its general tracking. Tracking is how the bullet follows the target. Muzzle correction is how the weapon points in the direction of the target. feel like there's a lot of time I play. Beginner shooting partners, they try to sit back and play sniper style. So there's more to that. There's a lot more that goes into deciding the pace than simply that. As a front, your job is primarily map control, and your back is typically where the damage comes from. It seems like it should be centered around what the enemy team is playing. Yeah, it's going to depend. Like, as a front, your first goal is to try and place yourself between the enemy and your partner. If the team has HP, you can both attack. You can formulate an L position. If you're overusing melee, it doesn't matter where your partner is, they're gonna bleed. Unless they got their shit together. To avoid this as a melee suit, you prioritize the utility of your melee attacks over the damage. So if they have more staggering knockdowns, that might be the best position so you can chase after the other partner. I mean, that's what I can kind of pull from it. Yeah, I've been trying to go for fast untech knockdowns more than go 2v1 the partner. Oh, so it's the same mindset as I was going with. Typically, the game will try to overcost. I get double locked a lot, and I feel like my shooting partner is too far away to capitalize on that. Okay, thus your back is going to be a main target. As a front, you need to gain the map space to let your partner move and restrict the enemy movements to score more damage. You need to gain the attention from the enemy, and you'll need to teach the enemy not to ignore you. So just maintain your presence. Your goal is the double lock, but your back has to have presence. So if I'm double locked, my teammate can pick up shots. In other words, once you get that double lock, you're gonna start evading without giving up too much ground. And if someone isn't looking at you, L lock them down, make them regret their choice in trying to ignore you. Typically, you go for the least prepared to attack you in those situations, or you make it easy for your partner to help you. If you keep getting thirsty for damage or to relive the pressure, and you're like, I'm gonna hit them to get them off me, you're priming yourself to trade. Calm your partner, tell them you need help, line up with them so the enemy can no longer overextend. At this point, the double lock is relieved, but then they may respect you, or they both push. Find out who's locking onto you and play wherever you have the advantage. Don't focus on avoiding a situation, focus on gaining the advantage. Two different examples. Typically, when you avoid the front, they die for your partner. So you kite them to your partner. The front gives up on you and now goes for your partner. Your response is then, free damage, no one looking anymore. So you get a quick down on the guy. Typically this won't involve melee, because you have an L formation on this guy, meaning the guy who pushed you has now overextended. Your partner should have an easy time helping here. If your partner gets double locked, go for the guy your partner isn't looking at. Okay, you're not relying on your shit to down the partner or to confirm. Just not gonna attack so you don't get cut by your partner. Try to down them, don't assume your partner has it. Either way, your partner is going to force the enemy to move as well. Imagine playing with a partner who finished downs for you. Must be nice, happens a lot. So as a melee suit, your vortex begins now. You can't just rely on forcing a vortex. The enemy has to put themselves in that position themselves. A vortex is when you down one guy, then to the next, then back to the original. When you play this way I mentioned above, your partner is also going to follow that method. If your partner doesn't, okay, that's where this usually starts. You can use your partner's fear and lack of experience to set yourself up. When you do this, you get your chance to make big damage. It turns into 2v1 and your partner is going to cover the enemy that is likely then double locking you. Of course, you have to be aware of their attention. That is your goal. Whereas the enemy attention, you are a martyr in a sense. You need to be able to stay as an object of attention so the enemy continues the vortex. At super duper close range, this is easy. Enemy in the corner? Bet. Big combos. Only if you can juggle their downs, so you usually start with quick downs. Yeah, I got that part. Archie has good downs. You will get double out because you're putting out the attention. You have to pull back if they ignore that. You can't deal damage as quick as a back, just isn't happening here. Where they get 150 constantly, you sometimes get 230, and in good cases 280, 300. Get some okay situations though. You can stay on a target, but again, if you aren't captivating both enemies or their down states aren't being juggled, it's 1000% your fault. Your partner is getting fucked up. That's your job. You're being paid big numbers to enforce that wall essentially. You never want two 1v1 situations unless your partner can handle that. Even then, that is the most risky formation if you go for it on purpose. At that point, it's called a pincer, and the goal is to either push them into the same corner or totally opposite corners. The fun part of Juggle the down state is that you have a chance to be in a Jackie Chan movie. Everyone attacks one at a time. Yeah, boy. Get Rainbow Ward. This is how I used to play. Let me tell you that it's a dark path. Yeah, I was good at rainbow stuff and winning those situations, but I would also trade a lot, meaning I would dominate the guy. The other guy gets free shots. Your partner can't cover you 100%. Then you have the issue of getting set up into the right vortex. If it's too wide, free damage. Really, as a melee dude, you can get 4 solid combos. You're set. Wait. Really, as a melee dude, if you can hit 4 solid combos. Oh, wait. An overheat. Okay. It's too easy to lose then. That's what I'm getting at. Your resources letting you deal with the situation is the biggest issue. This game is based on your resources available to keep going if boost wasn't a thing. Oh yeah, basically if I can do the track and field, you would at least have to avoid most situations the cards will be still against you without boost, however. Being a silverback is hype. Yeah, you're gonna be leaping hurdles and whatnot, especially if you're a melee focused suit. AB. If you try to do anything fancy with that beyond, you're gonna get cut every now and then. And by every now and then, I mean, yeah, you're gonna get hit a lot. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Chicken Bake. Hope we see you next time.
Chicken Bake? That's an awesome name.
Yep.
Chicken bakes are good as fuck.
Oh, they are. Well, I haven't really had it myself.
Get with it, bro.
Alright, going back to that GIF. Okay, so I guess if I'm trying to boil this down correctly, the front should be Bruce Lee, the back should be Jackie Chan. one is setting the attack, the other is pretty much setting the furniture. So you can slam them over her head with it once they're not looking.
Two dogs, two cats.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna hop off. I need to take a shower and I'm beat. Just wanted to just say thank you to everybody too who dropped by. Was really good and enlightening. Actually, Caddish having that conversation that we had. Same with Riddler. That was very. This is good. I think it's safe to say every single time we've had a stream for this, man, we were like, I feel like I'm learning something every single time. This is really good. But yeah, y'all have a good one, huh?
Yeah, you too, man.
Alright, you too.
Yeah, I think I might start shutting down for the most part.
Yeah, I probably do the same.
Alrighty. Much appreciated. Definitely appreciated. Oh man, I never expected the stream to go in this long. This is probably the longest we actually had a stream for. Maybe we could probably do that for like the narrative stuff, but who knows?
Oh, it's 8. Oh.
It's 9. Oh man.
You gotta get in the right time zone. You're in the wrong time zone.
No, I'm in the right time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the Midwest.
Me? No.
You're in Mississippi, right?
Yeah. I'm Mississippi's best Maxi Boost player because I'm the only one.
Hey, man, never know. I thought it was like New Jersey's best full boost player, and then I realized there were more people in New Jersey that play Gundam Extreme versus full boost. I know.
Yeah, but name one other person. There's no one. I've looked.
Hey, man, never know. That might change sometime in the future.
Then I will challenge them to the 1v1.
In GVS?
No, in real life with katanas.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Glider is in New Jersey. You're kidding. Okay, so he is the strongest player in New Jersey. Okay, maybe behind us. Oh boy.
Until you meet another Mississippi player, I'm now the strongest player in Mississippi.
That's gonna be like Highlander. There can only be one.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna call the stream. It's over and done with. I don't want to keep you guys and gals held up too long. I know it's a little bit too much fun to talk with you guys, but I'm pretty sure you have your obligations, unless if you want to stick around with this a little bit more. But maybe next time, maybe next week when we have some more fun stuff and debauchery to come up with.
Yeah.
So, until then, I'll just get started with the debriefing, and then we'll go from there. Yes, I saw all that. I saw all of it, Riddler. But then again, I'm not a productive member of society either. Look what I'm doing. You also hear what I'm doing too. I'm trying to be a voice actor in this day and age. Especially in some areas too. Yeah, I'll do a lot more Team Free lobbies since it's closer to the release date.
That's done so.
Yeah, but the character that commission is based on, I forgot his name, but he pilots the camphor.
He's the comfort guy. That's all he does.
Yeah. The multiple times he slept under a bridge. What? Oh god, this stream is not gonna end. This stream is not gonna end. Yeah, I usually, even in like Team Free, I tend to play with everybody. I try to play with everybody. And if they just back off, they just back off. Simple as that. Daddy to carry you? Joe, you better stop. I'll try. I'll try not to overcost either.
Can someone carry me? I promise I will overcost you.
Hey, just might as well make an OnlyFans for Gundam Versus or something like that. We'll carry you for $10.
I will not overcost.
I will not overcost. I will not spam comms too much. I'll try to be a good player. Jeez. God damn, I didn't know. I really didn't know. Check your profile on Discord. Mm-hmm.
The true goal of my end by Maxi Boost is just terrorize everyone with dynamism. Just chase them down.
Chase them to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
Just send them flying
like
with a sniper
I've done
shot.
it with a few bales before.
Mm. Wait, does it start tomorrow? Tomorrow, Friday.
Wait, is it tomorrow?
I think so. I think Bamco did send the last few date and times.
I know it's pinned in one of the servers I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, hold up. Let me see. Nope, Not on my server, that's for sure.
Unga Dynamis is killer. You can just run up with shield. What are they gonna do about it? Shoot you? You shoot them back.
Yeah, and you usually win out in the end too. Oh, you probably should have seen me whenever I play EXS with Assault Burst. Yeah. I might actually break out the Fighting Burst EXS too at some point. And have Chex Guide curse me out every single step of the way.
Oh wait, yeah, I never haven't tried that yet for some reason. I haven't tried Fighting Burst Dynamis.
That would sound like absolute cursed fun.
Yeah, just burst, shield up, and you kick them.
Okay, let me see. Who is streaming at the moment? Who is much more worthy of these views than I? Not much going on. But I guess I know. So, yep, let me commence the debriefing. I don't know how many times I said that. So, I'm just gonna exit out of the voice chat. It was nice talking to you, Evan.
Alright, you too.
And peace out. Oh shit. There we go. So, let's begin the debriefing here. This is probably the longest stream that I've ever done. I'll leave it at that. But I hope that we can probably do more new player experiences with other players around. Those that have like varied backgrounds, or mostly probably started from like GVS too. And remember, there's always some strong players that are more than happy to help, either from Extreme Evolution or GN. Hold up, before I butcher the name, GN Resonance. There are people that are more than happy to help. So until then, catch you guys and gals later. Hopefully we can continue these podcasts, and if everybody's preferring to like have it on the side of the road or just have it something on the side to listen to, we hope that you've enjoyed it from that point on. So this is Blue Shift, Denso, and everybody else that was also in the chat, in the voice chat. Thanks for participating, and I'll see you guys next time. Now then, who am I gonna raid? And one more thing. Hashtag shields up. Hashtag shields up. Twitch raid. You know, that. Bound knows the deal. Shields up. It always stays on. It always stays up. Gotta have the protection. Oh man. Now let me not hold you guys too long.